look at the worksheet 3.5, part D. We're going to graph this rational function. This one's a little bit different than the past couple examples here. If you take a look at this rational function, if you look at the numerator factors to x minus 4, x plus 4, and then the denominator is just x plus 4. By definition, if we look at the original function, we know that one value that cannot be in the domain is anything that makes the denominator equal 0. So we know x cannot be equal to negative 4. That cannot be in our graph. Okay, if we look further at our function, after it's factored, we can actually reduce. If I factor the numerator, I can factor out x plus 4 from the numerator, x plus 4 from the denominator, and I end up with I end up with x minus 4. So f of x equals x minus 4 is basically a line. It's a line we're familiar with. The y-intercept is negative 4 and the slope is 1. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to graph this line, but we have to exclude this particular point because it's not defined in the domain. Okay, so if you were to graph this line, here's the y-intercept right there, and then if we use a slope, you rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1, and so forth. Here's our line right here. But we cannot include the point where x is negative 4, so we have to put an open circle for that part right there. Okay, so there's the example. Now, if you do graph this with your graphing calculator, the hole will not appear on the graphing calculator. Let me just show you that real quick, just so you see. The graphing calculator is not perfect, and this is one area where it's not. Okay, so I'll go ahead and plug this in. Okay, and then for my window, I'm going to make the window the same as my graph paper. It's going to be negative 12 to 12 for both. And then if I go ahead and graph it, again, it looks like a line, but you can't tell, but there is actually an open circle. There's an open point right here, but again, you cannot tell by the graphing calculator, so the graphing calculator is not perfect. Okay, so this concludes part D. We'll go to part E for the next part.